accountability for what's happening in your life.
Yeah.
If something is not going the way that you want it to go, understand that it's your fault. Something that you did. That's what we were talking about last time, because that gives the power to you. If you're accountable for your current situation, you have the power over it. You control what's gonna happen. No one else controls that.
Yeah.
If I put the blame on, like, okay, my life is because of this, because of Nihad. Nihad controls my life. I'm giving you all the power over my life.
Doesn't
So
make
I
any
have to take
sense.
accountability, no matter what it is. My business failed, my grades are whatever it is. Like, my professor was bad, doesn't matter. It's on me, because that's how I'm gonna actually take the steps that change that situation that I'm in.
I saw this, bro. When we were talking, I was like, I gotta ask you this shit.
Yeah.
Bro, looking back, what's one piece of career advice that you wish you received earlier?
Dude, that's
As young as you are,
I'm 18 though, so I don't. Yeah.
Damn, I kept calling you 17, bro. My bad.
No, I just turned 18 though.
Yeah,
March 10th.
yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah,
makes it, because I introduced you.
Yeah.
Like, I told you I'm 17 when I first met you. Dude, I feel like. Well,
March
we were
11th is your birthday, right?
10th.
10.
Yeah.
That's bro. I'll never forget that shit, bro.
Yeah. I feel like what we were just talking about right here, about me telling you, because I'm very open. I don't care about sharing this, but I just started this business and it didn't do so well. I was trying to do real estate marketing for realtors, and did a bunch of reasons it didn't work out. And I feel like I've just been on this thing where I've been switching from one thing to another for so long. Like, in my career, I wanted to, like, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a pilot, then I wanted to be this thing, then I wanted to be that thing. Then when I first started my business, I was servicing these sort of people and, like, this sort of services. Then I tried some different sort of, like, business. Like, I tried starting a Shopify store or something like that. And I feel like so many people are just switching from one thing to another.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like for me personally, it's just two things. One, pick something and dedicate yourself to it. And two, be very, very consistent with it. Because when you see people that are successful, they're not special in any sort of way. They just found their thing that they were very good at. And they took that to where they are today.
Yeah. Where do you feel like you as an individual, kind of being entrepreneurship, you have to always reflect back to yourself. Where do you feel like you could have done better to excel in this business before you feel like it went downhill?
I feel like, I don't know, because there was a lot of times with clients and stuff where I feel like when you start off and everything, there's a learning curve, and so you don't know what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of times when clients came to me and I wasn't able to deliver on what I said I was going to deliver on. Like, there were stories where one time I ran ads for this guy, got him one lead. And I promised him that I would get him a good amount of leads, make him good money. That one lead I got,
Through,
didn't
like,
even put in the
sales
right
funnels
email.
and all that?
Yeah, I ran Facebook ads for him and it failed horribly. This other client came to me for a website, and they were like a really big client too, like a software company that does cybersecurity and all that. So I tried to make the website, but it was too advanced. Like, they had too many pages, too many things that were on the website. So I was like, why don't I hire someone to help me, like a contractor? Because a lot of people from Africa, Asia, these less developed countries, they're very, very good at marketing and what they do compared to, like, even marketing graduates in America. So this guy was contacting me from Nigeria. He was like, I do marketing, I do all this. So I hit him up. I'm like, hey, would you be able to help with this project? Then the guy paid me like 30% of what he said he was going to pay me up front, so I wasn't able to afford.
Who paid you?
The client. He said he was going to pay me 50% up front, and he paid me 30% up front, so I wasn't able to afford the contractor. So I had the contractor threatening me with my IP address. He was like, good thing I have your IP address. I'm going to go to the cops and do this and do
Nigeria?
that. Yeah, because I didn't have the money to pay him. Eventually, I had to, like, talk to my dad, and, like, a lot of people don't have the privilege to do that. If you're like in that situation, it's not a pretty situation to be in. And then the client, like, it became a whole thing. I had to talk to him on the phone for 30 minutes, apologize and stuff. I was a kid. I lashed out and I wrote an email. I'm like, you switched the project around on me 5-6 times. It was stupid. I shouldn't have done that, even though, like, there was some things I could have done.
You learned a lesson from it. Don't say you shouldn't have done it.
I learned the lesson, and I was like, that's, like, I feel like, because I've made so many mistakes over the years of just switching from one thing to another. Clients came my way. I feel like that client today, if he came, I would do things a lot more differently. And just because I would have that, like, he's a millionaire, he knows what he's doing. If I was to, like, learn from him properly, I feel like I would use that to kickstart my business where it is today.
And you just learned a huge way to not go about it.
Yeah.
Next client, you're already confident in yourself to be like, okay, I'm going to do it this way and I'm not going to do it that way.
Yeah. I
and
feel
you're
like it's
get
just
2 steps ahead.
the biggest thing is, so the question you asked me was, like, what's the biggest, like, thing about my character trait, I think? Is that what you asked me?
No, I asked you, what's one piece of advice you wish you received earlier?
Okay, sorry. So
you're already young as I
Yeah,
feel like
I'm already-
asking you this question makes me like what?
But I listen to so many podcasts to the point where I reflect and I'm like, if I knew this a year earlier, I would have been a lot like ahead than I am right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would just be like becoming a good learner. And that's like learn from
Yeah.
your lessons. If the same thing is to happen again, if I act differently, that proves that I've learned.
Yeah,
That proves that I've learned something. And so if I'm doing that consistently, I feel like that's the most important thing.
Consistency.
Yeah, most important thing that I would tell myself a year ago is just whenever something happens, don't do the same thing again. Learn from it and do the action you take is supposed to be different.
That's beautiful, bro. That's
Yeah.
a good way to go about it.
What about you? Career advice?
Career advice. That's a good question, man. I feel like I haven't ever like thoroughly answered this about myself. I would definitely say just as much as I feel like I've practiced it and I've like as good as I've became of it, I've seen myself grow in it. The biggest piece of advice I feel like I've got is you need to master discipline. Like master it. Master discipline in terms of every realm in your life, you are disciplined in it. You are I'm getting it done and you talk to yourself in your mind. It's all mind talk. You're disciplined to yourself. You tell yourself how to do it, and you set it for yourself, and you do it. You can't lie to yourself. It's not true. It's not.
Dude, I feel like in my life, I feel like the most important thing that I have to get together is how I live my like how my life is structured. Because if you are disciplined in what you're doing, whether that be working out, whether that be your diet, whether that be your sleep,
Or that be
whether it be your
getting
school,
better,
whatever it is. Because I feel like
education.
I'm so undisciplined these days. I have like these phases of my life
It's
where
hard.
I'm on my grind. Like I know I'm waking up at 8 every single day. Earlier than that, doing my morning routine properly. Like what Ryan was talking about last episode of how he does that every single day. The cold shower is a discipline.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't want to do it, he does it anyway. I feel like these days in my life, the reason I'm not seeing the progress that I am is because I'm not disciplined. It's that simple.
And that's
the power of discipline is so key. You just have to discipline is doing the hard things when you don't feel like it.
And discipline is what fonders into confidence. If you have discipline in yourself, you are so confident in yourself because you know yourself, you know what you hold, you know the abilities, the capabilities that you hold, because you are true to yourself.
Yeah.
Like everything
I
that
feel like
you
that's
set
the
for
most
yourself, you
important
have
thing.
succeeded for yourself. You're 100% success rate with yourself.
A lot of
You're
these
so
people-
confident in yourself at that point.
A lot of these people that lie about like what they do and their habits and stuff, you can see through that. You can see that they're imposters and they're not like what they say they are, just because they don't have that confidence in themselves, because they say they've done it but they haven't done it.
haven't done it.
And with discipline, if you know that you woke up when you said you were going to wake up this morning, took that cold shower, when you said that you were going to take that cold shower this morning, you listen to yourself all the way through, you're just going to walk around being a more confident person, like, hey, I did what I said I was going to do.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also, bro, just I don't know. The beauty of discipline to me is that's why I feel like that's the most advice, like beautiful advice I want to hear. Mastering discipline is because discipline is like it's like saying Alhamdulillah. It's everything you can say Alhamdulillah for, everything you can be disciplined for, everything you see. Like I play golf. I'm like one day I could be disciplined enough to play this golf right here.
Yeah.
One day I could be disciplined enough to read like this book and really extract good information from it. Everything is just like you have to set it up for yourself, be disciplined, and just keep following the steps of yourself, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that, bro. 100%.
Discipline is huge. And like
Very big.
The day
I feel like it's the most important
the day
thing.
I want to be able to like reflect back to myself like yeah, like I've mastered discipline. You can't master it till the day you die, bro. Or like
Because motivation will get you through certain periods of your life, but if you want to make that progress on a long-term scale, it's going to be discipline that helps
Discipline.
you. It's going to be you doing the things that you don't want to do and do them anyway. And that's what's going to help you get to where you want to be. It's not going to be this one reel that you shot that's going to give you like a glimpse of motivation at 3 a.m. Then you do some push-ups and the next morning you're just back to where you were before.
short form clips are so toxic.
Yeah,
It's so toxic.
but at the
in
same
terms of
time,
that.
they're like also they help you get your mindset right. That they help you
Okay,
learn a lot of
yeah.
things. It just depends on like what you're consuming. Because if you're consuming,
Wow. Hold
yeah,
on.
if you're like on TikTok, sometimes I see the most like just stuff that like. There's so much better stuff to do with
Yeah.
your time and scroll through that stuff. But like what Ryan was talking about last time, his algorithm just being like helpful stuff, helpful advice. But at the same time, like you can't just
that's-
scroll all day. Scroll for 30 minutes and then the rest of the day you're implementing everything that you learned a couple of days before that. And so when
Yeah.
you're implementing that, I feel like that's the most important thing. Goes back to the lesson that I was talking about. When you're reading a book, the most important thing isn't that you read that book. It's that you're implementing what you learned from that book. That's the most important
Yeah.
thing. It's like learning is changing your behavior after you learn that thing, not just learning that thing.
Nah, bro, what you said on how short form content like actually like curates your brain, that's so true. Because it's like if your algorithm is like all filled with like motivational stuff, like just motivational things that you want to hear, like stoicism and all that.
Yeah.
And it's literally like it's all you see, like that genuinely fosters something in your brain, like because that's the content you're seeing. And content is corrupt for everybody.
Yeah.
So, but if you're like, if you're consuming that type of content, but you're gonna have a whole different life.
Yeah.
That's actually a crazy way to put it.
I agree with that.
Because I feel like I went through that.
Really?
I would say like last fall, like I was just like, I was on TikTok, Instagram a lot, but I'll always be seeing all those motivational stuff. And looking back, I feel like that time of my life, those few months, I was the most hardest in the gym. I pushed myself the hardest and I grew the most. Like that was like the moment I completely changed my life. I felt like
it proves to you that you can do it because other people have done it too. You see the David Goggins of the world that were 300 pounds and overweight, and just not very academically smart, and nothing was for, like they had nothing going for them.
Yeah.
And then you look at yourself and you're like, okay, at least I have something going for me. And if this person can do it, so can I. If Goggins can go from where he was to Navy SEAL running 100 miles every single race, like what he's did, like jumping off of planes and fire, like whatever he does, like his insane thing. If he can do that, then you can go and do something with your life. And I feel like when you scroll through Instagram and you see that one David Goggins clip, I feel like that sparks that thing in you, okay, that I can go and do this thing that I said I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't want to be doing that all day long and never implement
and
never actually take the trigger and do something with it.
Damn, bro. That actually, because I really never seen like a benefit from social media or like short form content only in terms of consuming, like unless
unless you're producing it, it's different.
Yeah, if you're producing it, that's really good. So you have a lot of peak there, but consuming it, you don't have any like leverage points. But the fact that like you do, because if you keep consuming it more and more, if the stuff you're consuming, that really is who you become. So it's bad just to consume. I don't know how to put this, bro. I'm trying to word it like perfectly, but yeah, the benefits that come with it, bro. Like because it's small. Like every time you see a nice short form like that, like a motivational thing, it's a little dopamine rush. Yeah, and that's filled with your algorithm. Yeah. Next one you see dopamine, and it's like creates a chain, bro. Yeah. And then that's when you start like day to day, you start implementing new things, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that, dude. I want to ask you, dude. I want you to start creating content so bad,
bro. I want to start creating content.
Dude, you should do what what do you think is the reason that you're not like going today and like, okay, I want to post this reel or I want to make this sort of content? What do you think is holding you back? Because you said you want to do it a couple years down the line. Yeah. I feel like when I look at you, you're so ambitious and like everything, like the way you hold yourself and stuff. But I want to like confront this. Like I want to ask you this. Man. Why do you think that you want to do it like a couple years down the line? Why? Because I understand we're the exact opposite in this. Because I'm like I want it tomorrow, and you have that patience trait, which is good. But I want to kind of have this debate of like, why do you want to start content in 2 years? Why do you want to start your entrepreneurship endeavor after you work a corporate job for 4 or 5 years? I want to ask you that. I want to like learn from you because I feel like you have a reason behind that.
Bro, I'm actually so glad you specifically asked this question about just content creating and everything, bro. Because when I first met you, I was like, yeah, bro, like this is something that I'm trying to get into. And so, bro, I feel like I've taken some few clips just day to day, but I think my problem is I don't know how to edit, bro. Like on TikTok, and it seems so simple, bro, but I want to edit as efficiently as possible in terms of space, bro. I don't want to like waste any of my space. Or a lot, like extra space getting content and stuff.
Like your storage and stuff?
Storage. So I want to efficiently edit correctly. Like that's the perfect way to put it.
Dude, I feel like everyone starts off somewhere though.
Yeah,
we were talking about on the first episode, we were talking about Iman Gadzhi. Like, dude, his YouTube videos, they barely were edited. He just recorded himself, posted himself online.
No, that's very true.
Do you think it's that if it's not the best quality of edits, people that you know around you might be like, oh, like, it's not the best content? Or do you think it's just like you want to have the best content out there?
I don't care about what other people think about it. It's just about how I want, if I'm going to put content from the beginning, it has to be engaging. And it might not be. I
feel like you should start learning that though. Like I'm willing to help you out because I feel like when I look at you, I'm like, dude, this guy could be so big on the internet, and then you could start your entrepreneur. Because we were talking about this attention economy. If you have people's views and stuff, I'm trying to work on this.
If you have followers, you can like anything in life. You have so much leverage.
I feel like the biggest thing that can take me from where I am right now, is my current situation, to my dream outcome, is what Gary Vee said. You're always one video away, bro. If one video does well, and then like my Instagram eventually starts picking up traction, that's so many eyeballs that you can monetize, you could give value to, you could take inspiration from, you can inspire. It could change your whole life. That's why that's why this podcast is also another thing that I wanted to do with you, because I feel like both of us could do this very well. Yeah. But I feel like this mindset that you have, that like, oh, I want to do it 2-3 years down the line, I feel like if you start right now, I feel like the biggest thing you regret if you started 3 years down the line is, why didn't I start 3 years ago?
This is exactly the stuff that we be hearing on the motivational speeches.
Yeah.
Exactly the stuff. Just start it now and get it. Nah, man, I'm definitely gonna. This is something, because I've been wanting to, and I feel like exactly what you think about me. I feel like I have, like the thing, like what internet people want to see. Like they'll scroll through the reels and everything. The specific videos I want to post, bro, is kind of like, like it's like short clips of your day. Those type short form videos.
Yeah. Like voiceovers, or just like nice sounds, just like you're doing
nice, like a song, and like just me. You know, Drew Wallace, Drew Lee, the guy who got roasted a lot, like the black guy.
Maybe I've heard of him.
Drew Wallace, he's a black just short form content creator, bro.
Yeah.
He got so much hate because initially he put the tripod in Target. That is what I feel like I would excel at. Like because that shows you lifestyle.
Yeah.
And the more you start doing that, the more lifestyle opportunities you get to live for.
Yeah.
And but I'm going back to what you were saying. In nowadays century, bro, compare person A and person B. Person A, they have a very successful well-being. They have created a very successful foundation for themselves, and they have a good family and everything. Person B has done the same thing with himself, but he has 700,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Same thing. This guy will be so much more valuable, so much more putting himself for opportunity, for more money. In nowadays century, that's having followers is huge. That's all you need.
Have you seen that one guy?
If you have the more followers you have, the more money you'll make. Like,
that's true. This one guy on Instagram.
Money comes when you get followers, really.
Yeah.
And content creating.
This one guy created this app where it was like Instagram Live. It's all fake. It's like 30,000 people watching you. It's all fake. It's like, it's not real. It's an app that it's like your camera, and it just looks like it looks like you're online, and there's on live, and there's comments that are like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? All this. It looks very realistic. This guy went to a club. Had his camera out. He's networking with like millionaires, and it's all fake.
Like 30.5K.
Yeah, there's like girls all around him. There's like millionaires that are talking to him and stuff, and it's fake. Like that's how much people care about views. About eyeballs.
Bro.
People say it doesn't matter, but it does.
People will take this guy's number down. People will ask what this guy's name is. People will shoot this guy a follow, and there's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this guy will have so much status going into the club just with that phone, with that many people watching it.
Yeah.
If people see that around, bro, they'll be like, whoa, like the people be quiet, like, and then they're gonna try to get behind them, and like, and they're gonna have, you know what I'm saying? Like, social media is huge in our century, bro.
Well, what do you think about like the business side of it though? Because I want to learn something from you. I feel like we could both learn something from each other because we have different perspectives on this.
Yeah, the business side.
Yeah, because I'm like, I want to start it tomorrow. I want to make my first $1,000 tomorrow, or I want to make money tomorrow.
Yeah,
you're like, hey, I want to work a job. I want to have the experience, and then 5 years down the line, and I feel like when I look at you do that, I'm like, okay, wait, this actually makes sense because he's gonna get a good education, get good experience, learn how things work, learn more about himself, and then he's gonna go and actually. I understand that. At the same time, I've been trying business for 1.5 years, and I haven't seen a lot of success. I've made money here and there, but it's not been like something like what you see online and stuff. Yeah, and that's the people that I look up to.
And this is something that bro, I'm so happy you asked me this, bro,
because I want to learn from you. I want to be like, I want to understand, like when you said I have so much time, I feel like I don't have enough time because I always compare myself to people.
This guy's 18.
Dude, I compare myself to I compare myself to the Iman Gadzhi because, dude, I look up to this guy so much. This guy, like everything that he's done in his life, I've talked about it before on the first podcast. I just look up to him. He's what first got me started into entrepreneurship and stuff. So when I look up to him so much, and I'm like, okay, when he was 18, he made up his first $100,000. I made like 10 grand in my life.
You could just stop talking right here.
I want to learn from you. I want to understand.
Iman Gadzhi, first of all, he is one out of how many people? How many people get this opportunity to do exactly what he did? Thousands. Millions, if not billions. The same 18 years old making this much money. Yeah. One out of millions of people. Yeah. This guy has the opportunity to. So, yeah, bro. you can't compare yourself to this guy.
I know that, bro, but
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a very good mindset that you have. Very good. But let me tell you the way that I think about it, because I feel like I'll put some perspective into you. Bro, I realize young, because we are young. We are very young.
We're both very young.
We are so young. I think these years, if you just need to focus on one thing, and that one thing is like either school or business. One thing, focus on one of those, and then focus like that. Like that's one part of it. The other 75% of your life, focus on you, growing you as an individual, setting a foundation for yourself. Going as a character, going yourself in the gym, putting a bunch of work in for yourself, eating good food, bro, growing physically, growing mentally. Just prioritize you these years, like 18 through like 20. Prioritize you and set an extremely good foundation. I don't look goddamn 19 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Like you could say
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've really just I did school, like I'm just focused on school, but I've really only prioritized myself. Just growing myself and all I think about is setting a foundation for myself.
That's very visible too. That's very visible, and I understand what you're saying with that. You want to be the sort of person that can go and make the money, whether that be how you look, how you talk, how you learn things, or it could be what you know about the world, what you know about business, what you know about how things work.
I set myself up physically in the gym, of course. Mentally, I challenge myself mentally.
You're well spoken to.
Well spoken, articulately. I watch so many videos, YouTube, 10-minute videos, how to articulate myself better, and I just every little minor thing I kind of reflect back to myself that I need to work on. I just watch a 10-minute, 20-minute video every single day. I watch it and I extract good information from it. I really just focus on it. I watch those and I fix this problem. And slowly with that, I'm building a foundation, a better and better foundation for myself. And eventually when you get especially you too, you have a college. You're 2 years college too, like I was.
Yeah.
Just like
mine's
I was.
Different though than yours. You did dual credit. I'm just like from Pakistan, so I'm ahead.
But you're ahead.
Yeah, but we're still ahead. We're both ahead.
So as you being ahead, I think just focusing on just one thing, the school thing, getting you a job. When your friends are still in college, you have a job that pays $80,000, $90,000 out of college. You have a job there because you developed yourself. You developed your skills to go in there confidently, go in there built, go in there well spoken. And so at that point, your salary goes up if you have a good foundation for yourself. And with that, just do corporate for a few years. I think about just get corporate experience first. And then after you'll still be young and you'll know how that side of it works. Then with that, bro, I think entrepreneurship, you are knowingly, okay, let me switch here because I know how this is. I know if I can fall back, I know what to do. I know where to go. It's not like a questionable area.
Dude, I feel like that's a very well-structured plan, and I feel like that's very good. I want to ask you, though, how do you think you have, like, that patience trait where you're like, because for me it's all about like material, but also like what my family around me thinks and stuff too, or like my loved ones, like I want them to like be like, wait, this guy's actually like working on himself and doing this, right? I care about that.
No, so especially coming from Brown,
how do you have that patience? I don't know how to phrase this question, but for me, it's like, I want this thing tomorrow. Like, I want this car tomorrow. I want this success tomorrow. Yeah. When I say tomorrow, like in the next couple of years, like I want to have that as soon as I possibly can. How do you have that patience where I'm like, okay, I'm going to graduate and then I'm going to go to work a job and stuff? How do you have that patience straight?
My patience, so I think patience, everyone's patience changes depending on like what it's for. If it's for family reasons, if the back reason is to make sure your family thinks good of you, or the back reason is to impress these people, your patience are a different type of virtues at that point. So patience with family, coming from where we are from, you were already 2 years damn ahead. We have already so much ahead compared to, so they already know, okay, this, my nephew, my son, he's already 2 years ahead of everybody else that he grew up with. All of his friends that he grew up with. Family. And I don't know how your back came, because you kind of came from Pakistan, it's a whole different dynamic. Yeah. But I feel like you being 17, being a freshman in college, when people get freshman in college 19, it was when they start 19, 20, that's what, you already having 2 years ahead, everyone around you should know that and they should be proud of that. So with that, you should build a foundation. Go to yourself and you say you want it tomorrow in terms of, I'm trying to get this perfect, bro. I'm trying to hit this nail on.
Yeah.
you say you want it tomorrow, like you want to bring your family, or like you want to bring the nephews.
I want to buy my mom her
no,
dream
no. Listen. I know what you're talking about, but let me hit this right on the nail. You're in forms of family. You want to impress them by tomorrow. You want to go to your nephew and all that with a nice car.
Yeah.
You want to do that. But I look at it as tomorrow. I go to my family with a bigger chest, with more muscle, with a better way to be more friendly.
Don't you
with
think
them.
if you do one, you'll do the other?
No, because you're still growing. Like you grew as much as you grew with getting that car. I'm growing in a different way. But being young, you need this type of growth. You don't need being the ages that we are, the head start that we have, you need growth in terms of personal things. Right now, and it's patience. You have to just be patient and trust these young years of building a foundation. And then after that, you'll
okay,
yeah.
Follow-up question. If we both have this dream of wanting to start our own business one day, I just want to learn as much as I can because I appreciate your mindset a lot, and I feel like I have to reframe my mental models.
Completely different, and I just love it because
I want to talk to because when I first met you, we'll
both find our ways. And I love to talk about this.
My question though is that we were talking in the last episode about with Ryan, and we're like, tomorrow ain't gonna ever get here. Tomorrow's gonna be in 25 years. Remember when we said that? So if we want to start this business, when you look at it from that approach of why would I wait 6 years? Why not just start it right now? And a lot of people do that. They balance what they're doing on the side with school. And when you balance the two together and you put in the time every single day, okay, I'm going to wake up at this time at 7 o'clock, hit the gym, learn, do everything, watch those YouTube tutorials on how to articulate myself, get my gallon of water in, further myself physically, mentally, spiritually, every single way, go to school, do my assignments, and also start my own business at the same time. That's something that I want to do. So I want to ask you though, because why do you think, you know what I'm saying? Like my question is, why are you like school, corporate job, and then business? Why not school, business, and grow that? So that maybe if the business does well in 2 years, you get everything that you wanted when you were 27 at the age of 21.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, let me put this right on the nail. My
fault I keep asking you about it too. I just want to learn exactly what your mental model is.
I'm actually really enjoying the conversation, bro. Because I'm like, this is crazy because we both like are very successful, bro, like in our own ways. Like you are completely different minded than me, bro. Like a whole different mind, but like we're both seeming to find our way really well. Really, really, really well. Yeah. So, damn, what did you ask me, bro?
I said like, why not start a business today?
Okay.
And so let me add on to that because what you said about how well you articulate yourself, the person you are when you walk in a room, like you're very well in shape and stuff. So when people look at you, they're like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. You have all the traits as far as personality, as far as everything else goes, to go tomorrow and find something that you love and start a business in that. And just get started right away. Because this thing, when you say like you're too young, when I look at you, when I compare yourself, I'm just going to be when I compare like me and you, I feel like I have a lot of learning to do in terms of like how I hold myself, how I'm articulating myself and all that. And I feel like you have that on point already. And so if you do, why not take all those skills and all that? Like you don't have to wait another 5 years. Just start right now. That's my question. Why not just start today with the businesses?
Because if you think that you feel like you figured it out and then you start a business, you minimize time from your personal growth. You have to realize if you do a business and you do personal, because I know I'm thinking of you, bro. You gym every day. You're very spiritually growing. You're very mentally growing. You're very physically growing. You're in the gym every. I see you. You have a good lifestyle, and also you're doing the businesses on the side. But I think if you just strictly focus just on, you just need to cut this out. Like cut it out in terms of this is taking away from your growth as a person, being young. Like just these years, like just all you need to do is focus on yourself and grow yourself as a person. And like that's all the time you should take. You shouldn't focus on any of the business stuff.
So when do you start that?
Huh?
When do you start that then? If you're focusing on yourself right now, when do you feel like you're prepared enough? Because I resonate with that so much because I've been doing this for 1.5 years now, and I feel like I could have made so much more progress.
That takes so much time away.
It does.
Because you need to put all your time.
And that time would have been worth it if today I was like, okay, I'm making like $5,000 a month recurringly with my business, but my businesses keep failing. It keeps like being this thing where I'm going from one thing to another.
You don't even know. Like you are young. You have to. I feel like these years too even build resilience. These years when you just focus on you, you're gonna be reflective of yourself. You're gonna realize, okay, damn, like I feel like whenever something happens to me, I act like this. I act like this. You're gonna watch a video on how to not act like this and become more resilient. So just like all the time you have now being young, just look at it as an investment. All it is an investment in yourself. Seriously, It is. If you really just invest every time that you have for yourself in trusting that I'm learning, I'm growing. With that in mind, bro, you will really trust yourself.
So back to, when do you think you're ready? How do you know that? Okay,
Yeah.
because I understand that, because I've been balancing business and personal development for a year and a half, because everyone online that I see is doing that. They have their business and they go to the gym and they meditate and they do all these things, and both of the things work for them. They make the money, they get to the success, and they become the sort of person they want to become. For me, I've just failed in business again and again and again and again, to the point where I'm like, okay, everyone around me sees me failing again and again. Is this actually what I'm supposed to be doing, or should I just like go to school and do the normal thing?
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking you all this, because I'm someone that has been balancing this for a year and a half now, and I haven't seen results on the business side. And I have seen results on the personal side, but I would have seen so much more results if I was just focusing on that.
On just personal,
I agree
you
with
were
what you're saying.
straightforward on that. You will excel so much
But
more.
what about that like dream I had as a kid of like, okay, I want to be 21 and I want to make all this money and I want to start a successful business and I want people to look at me, oh, he's only 21, he's made $1 million. Wow. Like that's something that I want to have for myself.
Okay.
So what about
try
that
to
dream?
answer
Like,
this
am I just
perfect.
sacrificing that if I'm to go all in on my? Because I've been this entire week. I've just been overthinking. Like yet another business has failed after a year and a half of me doing this. After pivoting so many times, what do I do at this point? That's why I'm asking you this, because I feel like this is something I could learn from right now.
I'm reading you, bro, and I feel like I've been through exactly what the feeling that you're feeling, bro. I feel like you're overwhelmed.
I am.
You are very overwhelmed, and bro, I can say literally with personal growth, focusing on yourself, personal development, you're gonna come to a point where you're gonna have to be like you're gonna have to, or you're gonna help yourself in becoming more resilient. Bro, I feel like if we were in the same situation, bro, the patience, like the resilience that I have built, you can't get over stressed, because you have to realize in big boss entrepreneurship, CEO positions, you will be dealing with some stressful shit. And if you can't keep your composure because you haven't built like a composure system for yourself to every day after you built it, every day you just grow it. I mean, I feel like I built a good foundation for myself, and every day I just do it. And it's not somewhere it's like I'm growing every day unless like I feel like there's a problem. Then I like really try to teach myself something.
Yeah.
But when you become you have to like just be, because you're really like overwhelmed, bro, and you have to realize you can't be overwhelmed. You can't.
Yeah.
In life, so much shit will come your way, bro, and you just have to like just take a deep breath through it. Take a deep breath through it and make a conscious decision. Okay, what am I going to do? Like, do you think I should, like, with all this thing that's happened to my business side, with my podcast and my marketing thing, like, am I as a person equipped enough to be able to like deal with these problems? Let alone do the marketing, the technical skills, but like the problems itself. Like, let alone like I feel like, am I strong enough to like come back from this? Like, this is the question you're asking yourself now. Am I strong enough from coming back from this? And with that, bro, if you feel like you're not strong to come back from it, your foundation is weak.
Yeah.
Your foundation, the root you is not something that like you ever felt like, okay, I can do it. You never felt that. So if you really from young, you start like just believing in yourself, I can do it. The older you get, the more resilient, the more it grows. You get to like a huge business decision, something fails. Damn, like I know I can do it. I'm gonna do something else. Because I've believed in myself all these years. I know I can do it.
Makes sense.
You completely change, and then you do something else, and you when you believe you know you can do it, your whole everything that the input goes into it is completely different. If you go into it like iffy, like damn, I don't know if I can do it, you're gonna be iffy. You're not gonna like give 100% of what you can, because you'll be like, you kind of be doubting it the whole time. It's all mindset. We talked about the first episode.
Yeah.
So it's all when you're young, bro. Just really building the roots of everything. Everything comes up the roots of believing in yourself, and all that, bro. Yeah, that's what I think the best thing you can do is, because being young, yeah, you're dealing with a lot of these entrepreneurship problems, bro. But you as an individual are not even built for it. Like because you're questioning yourself. Like, I'm being real. Like, I'm being so real with you.
Yeah.
You're questioning yourself. Like, you don't know like if you should keep doing entrepreneurship.
But I feel like for me, it's not that I'm thinking about giving up. Like, giving up is never an option for me. Like, we talked about this on the last podcast. If you start something, there's no way you end it. Like, he was talking about college. if I started this journey, I want to develop myself. I want to like do this thing of entrepreneurship. I'm not talking about giving up.
Yeah, no, I know, bro. This is such like I love it because like there's never a right answer for everyone.
There's never a right
different.
answer. I just feel like, dude, for me, like I'm very open about like my life and stuff. So I don't care if it's a podcast or not. But for me, like the way I feel about it right now is I first had the idea to start a marketing business in August of 2022. Then I signed like 3 clients immediately, which was so huge for me. I was like, what? I just started this and I'm already making I was making more money back then when I had no idea what I was doing than I'm making right now when I actually know what I'm doing a lot more than I did back then.
Keep that in mind. I'm gonna pause you right quick. While you're doing all this time, I've learned how to articulate myself to an extremely good level. To a level where I could talk to these old individuals. So we're comparing
both of our journeys right now, August 2022?
Yeah, just pause yourself right now with exactly what you're saying. The time that you were doing that, doing your marketing business, getting more money at that time, during that time, I was in the gym, pushing myself, pushing my weight, getting higher, all mentally challenging myself and accomplishing my challenges. I was spiritually getting closer with God because I was spiritually getting closer with God, and I was working on myself 100% while you were doing that. And
I was doing that too, but not to the extent that you were. I want to add that because I was doing that too. I was going to the gym every single day. You were 100% committed to yourself. I was like, okay, 50% here, 50% here. So that's why I'm still like, from the day that I started to go into the gym till today, I'm still not the most confident about my physique, even though like I am a lot better in shape than I was back then, just because I feel like I haven't ever gone all in. It's always been like 50% because 50% has always been my career. My business is all this. So you've gone all 100% in. And for me, it's like 50-50. I'm working on myself, but the other half is this businesses, right?
Yeah. The question that you asked me earlier is like, when do you feel like it's the perfect balance? The right answer, I just feel like I came up with it.
Okay.
Give yourself a year. Do it to yourself and just set an intention for a year. All you do for a year is 100% growth, 100% focus on yourself. Don't care about any businesses. See if you can like make money on the side or something, like just to keep you going.
Yeah.
But business wise, like you can't think about it. Think about you can't think about it because you think about your personal self as an investment. Like you have to like completely flip it, the script in terms of this 1 year. I'm putting 100% to growing myself in every realm. And I'm not focusing on any business because this 1 year, when I start putting roots of these things and I believe in myself and I gain confidence in myself in all realms to make these decisions, to keep a composed mind when there's things get shitty, you start building these roots. And then 1 year down the line, the roots are already built. You already, day by day, you've lived in terms of, okay, I believe myself, I can do it. For that year, after that, see if you can start something up, entrepreneurship. You'll go into it so much more resilient, so much more trustworthy in yourself, trusting in yourself, knowing that, okay, I've put myself through these crazy situations. I'm composed. I put myself through bad situations. I'm mentally built for it. I can articulate my podcast well. It all just sets. It's an investment in yourself in that time to when you later 1 year down the line you start that business up. You have a whole year worth of stuff.
So in the time
and I'm doing it for like 3-4 years. Like imagine like it's just compounds.
In the time that I'm not working on my business, like let's say I'm at the cafe working on my business for like 7-8 hours every single day. While I'm not doing that, would I replace that with like learning, watching podcasts, watching YouTube videos, taking courses, learning skills online?
Don't take no damn courses.
You know, I mean like not like those sort of courses. I mean like helpful courses, like Coursera and shit that actually teaches you something about like the world, like different courses on like managing money, like college type courses that provide more value but are a lot cheaper is what I mean by courses.
Yeah.
Reading books, etc. Just learning yourself, developing yourself.
Learning yourself.
Instead of putting the hours in, okay, how do I figure this out? What email do I send to this client? Do you think for a year I just am focused on reading this book and getting the most out of what this book is teaching, then going to school and actually like focusing on my grades and stuff for a year, just get
side
the foundations
A, side
right.
B, 2 different
and then
things.
Gym, mental, all that sort of different stuff with my health. And then a year later, just use like the abilities that I've had for myself, the things that I've learned, how I've articulated myself, and use all of that to go then start a business. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Because if you did, because you're doing corporate, but you're also focusing on the entrepreneurship shit too.
Yeah.
Hypothetically. And your gym is maybe 25%, other one is 25%, corporate's 50%. Business 25%, gym 25%, corporate 50%.
Okay.
And I've done 100% corporate or 50% corporate, 50% myself. 25, it'll be like right here because I personally know myself better. When you know yourself better, when businesses like whenever you want to start a business, then because you know yourself better, you know every trait in yourself and you've practice these traits. When we start business now, we're here at 30 because I know myself better. When I start my own business on my own, with all the shit that I've learned, I had to teach myself all the discipline, all the roots, all the things that I have to, the learning ways that I've learned. I'm going like you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, I'm taking off because I know what I'm capable of. That's exactly why I want to put it, because you know what you're capable of.
But then I'm going to end up comparing myself to the Iman Gadgis of the world. I want to be like, okay, because you look at this guy, he's 23.
Yeah, but
business, personal life, how he articulates himself, everything, not even the top point. I'm going to glaze it, bro. Not even the top 1%. Top 0.00001%. He's done everything. And dude, his journey was he started a business at 16.
This kid's one in a goddamn million.
He's one in a, but I want to be one in a goddamn two. You know, like, you live one life, bro. You live one life. If you're not dedicating yourself to being, so I want to like inspire, like, because I was given the way I look at it, bro. I was given this opportunity to move to America, and I want to inspire the kids that like grew up from the same background as me, and I want to go and do something with my life
You're not
and attain that
wrong
sort of
at all,
success.
bro.
But then I end up comparing myself to him, and I'm like, okay, wait, he did all this, and I'm here. Like, what am I doing with my life? But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
I mean, that's just the.
But you've opened my eyes. I'm not gonna like. I didn't mean to just kind of like whatever you said. I didn't
Bro,
mean to, like,
no,
shit on that
shut
whole
up right
idea.
here, because I'm gonna tell you this right here. This is the beauty of it, bro. Because we completely think different, complete different ways.
But
this is questions people ask themselves at this age.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, how am I gonna be able to figure this out? Should I go this way? Should I go this way? And we think literally polar opposites. So it's like. But I don't know. I just feel like we're both finding a way. Like, I look at you and I'm like, you have a really good character.
But same thing with you. And I learned a lot from what you just said about all of this stuff. And I feel like that is something that I have to do. But I have to find a way to balance the two. Because not balance the two. Let me explain what you said. What you said about just forgetting about the business for at least 6 months to a year and just going all in on yourself.
Let me tell you this.
I want to try that. I feel like I'm going to try that now. I feel like you've really opened my eyes up to that. I'm going to go for 6 months, just focus on developing myself personally and becoming the sort of person that can go and start a business and then do that instead of trying to half it.
Yeah, so do a year of that. Like, I was saying, I feel like
you opened my eyes up to that, so I didn't want to, like, I want to tell you that this helped for sure, like, a lot.
Bet, bro. Yeah, no, I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to, like, put you on. I'm trying to get this perfect, bro. I'm trying to hit on the nail. Do this for a year, bro, and I'm gonna ask you this now. Like, what do you feel like in the next few years, business-wise, you would want to start? Like, in what? Like, marketing? Like, you would think that would want to be where you would want to stick to?
Yeah.
Something in marketing?
Yeah. That's also something that I don't really know, bro. I have so many ideas in my head. I have so many ideas in my head. Bro, I would tell you it's to the point where, okay, let me tell you, it's to the point where I have exact, like, plans structured how I want to get from like what I'm right now to making $10,000 a month to then making more money than that.
Okay.
I have different things that I have set out for myself, like different opportunities. When I get to that $10,000 a month mark, there's this really great business in Pakistan where you can get products for very cheap.
We can't talk. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just telling you, I have all this stuff laid out in my head where I'm like, if I start right now and I get that success from this one thing and I start making that 10 grand a month, I know exactly how I want to go from there to there, 10 to 100, 100 to a million. I have the entire plan structured in my head. Like, what type of, it's a mix of e-commerce, it's a mix of marketing, it's a mix of B2B services.
That's what I'm saying. Let me ask you this right now. In a business, what are like the top things everyone should, like, needs to learn?
Sales, people, human nature, marketing. The most important thing is just articulating yourself and being able to sell to other people. Because if you can influence someone to do what you want them to do, that's the most important thing. 7 or 8 key things that you just stated. In this 1 year that you are focusing purely on yourself in terms of you're still going to be growing, you're still going to be asking yourself, how can I do this to get better and better? Take this year with the 7 and 8 things that you just stated to grow yourself and to grow your understanding of each 7 or 8 of these things. All different realms. You don't need to just focus strictly on this one thing. Learn marketing, learn sales, learn dealing with people. Like, learn it all within this 1 year. Take different phases for the 7 or 8 things. Split it up the 12 months they have in a year. Split up and really learn. It's all roots. I'm just saying, it's roots. Set roots for yourself at this time, young. And business, all you need in business is 7 to 8 things. God damn it, you just got to get. You those could also things. At the same time you're doing that, kind of envision what you want to do after that year. But you have to be disciplined enough to not start anything. Just strictly learn the 7 or 8 topics. I feel like that's what I have to do in life. In the beginning of the first year you started, set the 7 or 8 things.
like that you specifically need to learn, and set it for I'll do this for a month, I'll do this for 2 months, or I'll do interchange one for a week. I'll do the 5 of the things, six of the things during the week. Take 2 hours a day, really learn the hell out of it. Set roots for yourself in these. Bro, business down the line, you know what the hell you're doing. Like what? And you're gonna be 19.
Yeah.
You're gonna be 1 year. Realize
Yeah.
you're gonna be 19.
Yeah.
Like what?
Dude, I feel like that opened my eyes up so much. Thank you for
Bro.
it. Because I understood, dude. Because last year and a half, I said this in the last podcast. I look at myself 2 years ago today, and it was a kid that was lost. And I look at myself a year ago today, and it's the exact same as I am today. And that is the scariest thing. Being in the exact same place you
Holy
were last
shit,
year
yeah.
is the scariest
I
thing.
have never felt that, bro. Real shit.
But that props to you, bro, because you have to actually focus on excelling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like what I'm doing right now is just like I have to switch something. And I feel like what you're talking about here of actually becoming the person that can go make money and becoming like just being the best version of yourself in every single way possible, how you treat other people, how you are with your relationship. It's so many small things. Your relationship with God, gym, how you look, everything, what you know about the world. These are all every single one of these aspects is small things that you could focus in on for a year, and it's going to serve you a lot better. I understand how it's going to serve you a lot better a year down the line when you're 19 years old. Now you have all these different things that maybe you wouldn't have had if you tried to balance it too. So I feel like the fact that you've done that now, my trajectory might have been like this, and now it's maybe because if I change what I'm doing, I feel like that might benefit me a lot.
Yeah, and first of all, when you move with emotion like that, when you with a motion, not emotion, when you move with a motion like that, you kind of have a plan for yourself. First of all, you're gonna be so involved in like getting better because you're not like as confused as you are right now.
Yeah.
You know, so you have a set plan. I'm gonna do the school. I'm gonna do just focus on me. School becomes easier. It doesn't become as stressful.
Mm-hmm.
You're focusing on you becomes so fun. Like you enjoy doing it. And I'm gonna tell you this too. Bro, the beauty of it is so beautiful. Is because every single day, bro. When I see someone. A week later, and I see them. A week later, 2 weeks later, I see them. Whenever the next time I see them, I completely feel like a different person. Real shit.
Dude, you did that to me.
Because
correct?
the week before, I swear, like, I worked so much harder, and this next week, I'm a whole different person. And you carry such a different confidence with that. Mm-hmm. Like, when I go to my cousin's house, I say hi to them. Next week, I put in all the work in during the week to grow myself in every single realm of life and to better myself.
Yeah.
I see them, and I'm just, like, that much more confident because I am so... Like I'm that more physically bigger. I'm that more mentally smarter. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
bro.
It really puts a lot in your confidence.
That first gym session that we had genuinely did that to me because I feel like you've been developing yourself for the last 2 years, and I was able to take away a lot from that just in a matter of like an hour. You taught me so much. Like genuinely, I've been doing the things that you've taught me. That one gym session, I feel like that was what like kind of I was in this period of my life where I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then I understood that this is what I have to do. Another thing I was saying is that don't you think it's a good idea at the same time? Like right now, let me tell you what I'm trying to balance. School.
Hold on, let me start. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me tell you this, bro. I just want you to really take this down for the 1 year, bro. The 7 or 8 things, just do that.
Yeah.
Like, just actually like incorporate the 7 or 8 like different parts of business and learn that into the year that you integrated.
Yeah. What I was gonna say
Okay, keep
though.
going.
So school, podcast, posting on social media and stuff. My business, my dad's work that I do. Developing myself, gym, got every single. This is just like so much stuff coming down where I can't go like, okay, I want to actually focus on this because so much shit takes away my attention, right? So don't you think it's a good idea? What we were talking about initially of the biggest thing in life is in business these days is attention economy. You have to be able to grow a social media following, and what we're doing with this podcast and stuff. It's a business in its own, by the way. What we're doing here, this is a business in its own. In the future, we can monetize it, affiliate sponsors, all that stuff. So instead of trying to do this content thing and then balancing that with the business thing on the marketing thing and then balancing that with school and balancing that with growth, my takeaway from what we've just talked about is whatever I'm doing with the marketing thing, whatever I'm doing with my business, put that aside for a year, go all in on my personal thing. And then every single weekend we come here, we film episodes. And at the same time, I don't quit the social media thing. Because imagine this next year, all I'm doing is posting on social media.
Oh, this is good.
I get that one video in, the podcast starts growing. That year down the line, not only am I a better person in terms of how well I'm equipped on those 7, 8 things that you were talking about, when it comes to business, but at the same time I have the attention of thousands of people maybe if I'm able to grow my social media following, and I'm very well equipped to actually go and start those businesses from there. If it's a product-based business, I want to sell it to people, I have a platform where we're talking about Prime, Logan Paul, all these people. If you have that platform, you can easily create a business. That's the biggest thing. You need customers, and the only way you get customers is by selling to people.
Yeah, is good. I mean, in terms of still wanting to personally grow and just have 100% of your time in personal growth, social media is good. Especially if social media is good, depending on what you do. If you do things like, for example, like this is an amazing thing to personally grow through social media.
I just learned so much in this hour that we just every time we do this, we learn something. So it's not just
it's about the correct integration. So it's like,
I agree with that, bro. 1,000%.
Correct integration. Yeah. You have to do social media the correct way, in the most efficient ways, the most correct way. So do social media to enhance your personal growth. Do podcasts just like this with more wise people who has been through it to grow your personal growth. And
don't let it
you're getting your clientele up and you're getting your personal growth up. So it's
in October. What I would do is I'd set up the camera. I would say this because I'm very I feel like people do this. They set up the camera, they do what they said they was gonna do for the camera for the video, and they leave, like the gym and stuff.
I be setting my damn camera up, bro. I just be talking to practice articulation. I set my camera up.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying people do social media people do social media just to show off what they're doing to people without even doing that thing. So I feel like a social media is something that you're just doing on the side to kind of display your life, but in a very it's not affecting what you're doing. If you're not trying to prove to people, because I got this thing where I was posting a reel every single day. I go to the gym, do pull-ups and leave. So stupid. What the fuck is that gonna do for me? What the fuck? Right? I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But then you reflect on it and you're like, okay, well, that was stupid. Okay, so now that I know that how I want to do social media is this podcast, I have short form content I want to post on my social medias and stuff. One video as well that helps me. I feel like that's the approach that I want to take with that, though, is that social media, find a way to integrate it into what I'm doing and personally growing myself. And I feel like what we're doing with this podcast is very good.
Yeah.
Because while we're doing this for a year, if we're scaling guests here and there, we have a good plan with how we want to go from one guest to another. Eventually, we have really big guests on here. We're going to be in a position to network with people that are very big. Because people want to get out there and share their ideas and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not a lot of platforms to do that. There's good podcasts, but I feel like what we're doing here, the approach we have, what we're taking is definitely something that is productive. And I feel like the approaches we have towards life, the different perspectives we have, the different skill sets we have in terms of me editing, production, all that, and you just offering your insights and being able to hold yourself as articulate yourself as well as you do, I feel like that's something that's going to serve us very well.
Bro, I feel like I'm good at that, bro, but I feel like I'm with world shit, bro, I'm not really experienced. I couldn't really tell you much about thing that's happening on the world, which I feel like I want to work on, bro.
I feel like
I don't bring any extra, though. You know what I'm saying? I accept.
That's just gonna happen though. Eventually, we're 19 and 18, bro. What experiences have we had? If we have a 40-year-old experienced entrepreneur sitting here, we can't really share anything. But we're able to. But listen, we're able to. Another thing is people our age want to learn, but it's hard for them to learn when there's people that are 28, 30 years old hosting a podcast, because the questions they're asking is very dependent on their age group. So if there's no podcast out there of kids this young that are interviewing entrepreneurs and stuff and asking them questions that are directly going to help people that are the same exact age as them. Yeah. So these 19 and 20-year-olds are not able to get the exact same information out of these very, very experienced entrepreneurs that we might be able to do because we relate with that. We know what questions to ask these people.
Yeah. I feel like you have to resonate with people. Being young podcasters,
I feel like the first 5 episodes I did was very old people sort of. It was just questions that were so strict. But now that we're taking this new approach,
it was strict. Was it awkward?
It was awkward. I'd be like, so what was this experience of starting this business?
You just look at the paper and said it?
Yeah. So you started this business. So how did that go? I sit back. I listen to them talk. Next question. Okay. So what was this experience of doing? It was so stupid. But now that we have this entire approach of okay, we're having a conversation and stuff. I feel like kids our age are gonna watch. Dude, our podcast, it's not that much. It's 72 views, but compared to the other ones, dude, I think the most viewed podcast was 50 views on YouTube, and then the one that we did got 20 more than that. So I feel like what we did was definitely, and think about it, 70 people clicking on a video that's an hour long. That's not to start off first thing. That's not people downplay that, but I feel like that's pretty impressive.
Bro, yeah.
Eventually, obviously, that's not our goals are very, very high.
Compound,
yeah.
Bro, yeah,
I feel like the first 2 episodes taught me that a lot. Compounding, just the importance of that.
The compounding, only thing compounding comes with patience.
That applies to what we're talking about today too.
Exactly.
If you compound in yourself,
You need to integrate patience within yourself.
Yeah.
You can't compound anything in life if you don't have any patience.
Yeah.
Last question I'm asking you, bro. Hey, looking back at our discussion, what is the most important piece of advice that you would want the listeners to remember?
Dude, I feel like
We had some good talks.
yeah. I'm gonna say what helped me the most, which was you just kind of changed my whole perspective on what I should be doing with my time and my life, which is like the biggest thing. If you don't, because I've been feeling overwhelmed, like you said, I don't feel like I haven't been making the progress that I want to make. So biggest piece of advice would be whatever that is for you. Take a look at your situation, and I feel like whatever this like mindset that I have of I need to be successful right now, and all these wrong mental models I have, put all that aside, because that's gonna keep you from looking at the truth of the situation. If you're like, wait, maybe this business could work out if I do this, but you're not gonna understand like the reality behind the situation. So kind of put your bias aside, put your experience aside, and try to listen to people around you on what you should do with your life, and then make a decision from there on what you really want to do, whether it's to start that business or to go to school or to quit that job or whatever it is that you want to do. Really just ask yourself, and the biggest thing is it's okay to restart, because that's what I think I'm going to do now after this talk. This business has failed. It's okay to restart everything. In the gym, I write down a plan, I write down my goals, and I'm like, okay, a year later I'll start this business, and just start from scratch, build everything up one step at a time, and go into like learning all these different things. But biggest piece of advice, it's okay to restart. So just take a look at your life and then plan it all out, start from scratch, and then build yourself up, and try to take your whole journey up again, and then maybe it's a different outcome if you take a different approach to it. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it, bro. That's probably sums up what I was gonna say too. But I think, the biggest input, I would take probably, or the biggest thing I would probably say to the listeners, to you guys is, it's really in the foundation. Like your whole life.
Discipline is the foundation.
But your whole life is based on the foundation you set. So these young years, you've taken care of yourself. These young years that you've grown yourself. This is the true foundation for that. That's what I think. And even me talking about these roots, like having some upcoming roots, I feel like I'm lacking in a lot of different things too. Like there's some roots that I like, I need to like really lock in and get done now, and just kind of go into my early 20s, kind of knowing what I'm already doing, that.
That's so important though, having that accountability of seeing yourself and understanding that this is something that I have to do. A lot of people don't do that. I feel like that's another piece of advice. Take accountability for what's happening in your life. If something is not going the way that you want it to go, understand that it's your fault. Something that you did. That's what we were talking about last time, because that gives the power to you. If you're accountable for your current situation, you have the power over it. You control what's going to happen. No one else controls that. If I put the blame on like, okay, my life is because of this, because of Nihad. Nihad controls my life. I'm giving you all the power over my life. So I have to take accountability, no matter what it is. My business failed, my grades are whatever it is. Like my professor was bad, doesn't matter. It's on me, because that's how I'm going to actually take the steps that change that situation that I'm in.
You can't ever grow yourself with other people's input. You can't.
Yeah.
You have to grow yourself with your true input and grow yourself to who you are. You can't. And that's just how it is these generations nowadays. Everyone is just living their life based on what people think about them. Yeah. They're never inverted. They never think inverted. They never care about.
It's always what this person's going to think about. It's all about people pleasing.
People pleasing. They don't have a true character within. It's.
I feel like that is the biggest like thing in life for it to run away from that. That is the biggest thing where that's not where you want to be, because mentally that'll just be it'll put you in a really bad place, because you're always comparing yourself to other people. You're always doing things to please other people.
You can never whether that be you.
Whether that be your friends or your family. Like if you're trying to show off to your friends, or if you're trying to like do this thing that your family wants you to do, but you think that you want to do something else and you want to pursue something else. Don't do it for other people, because the most important lesson is you have one life. Live it for yourself. Whatever your goals are, go and do those things. Don't worry about what this person is going to think. I love this podcast, Modern Wisdom by Chris Williamson. They talk about the game. What game are we playing? right? Everything in life is a game. Game theory. Like, what game are we playing? I don't want to go and play a different game to please someone else or beat someone else at their game. If someone else is doing this and I want to do this to kind of prove them wrong or prove to them that they aren't. You know, if I'm trying to do that, that's something that I should avoid. I should focus on my game, what I'm focused on. Don't worry about doing things for other people. Don't worry about beating other people at their games.
That's all you control.
Do what you're focused on. Just go all in on that.
Bro, the last thing I would say to close off this podcast, man, it's just a simple saying that I feel like gets lost nowadays. But, I mean, truthfully, if you believe in this, you will excel and grow to be the best person you can be. And it's as simple as saying me versus me.
Mm-hmm.
Me
Compare yourself
versus
to
me. That's it. That's all it is.
Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to who you are. Just try to be 1% better every single day than you were the day before. Like I said in the last podcast, the compounding will take you a long way. The compounding will take you a long way if you just focus on that. But yeah, good conversation today.
It's been a blessing. Good seeing y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Hopefully we'll have a guest that time, and then we'll get it rolling. We got big things coming. We got big things coming on the podcast. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.